Greetings and welcome to the channel. I'm Reverend Odinson, or simply Ansgar if you prefer. I'm an ordained minister of Satan. Evidently, that would make me a Satanist, but among other things, I'm also an atheist, a philosophical naturalist, and a humanist. Some of you may also remember me from years past as the weirdo top hat guy from Gothic Puppet Theater. This first video, I will be explaining what this channel is all about, where I intend to take it, and what you can expect to see. This channel more broadly is meant to be a sort of video diary or even a travelogue of thoughts as I reflect on my perspectives of the world and my journey through discovering Satanism, modern Satanism in particular. The primary content I'll be uploading will be this sort of raw video diary format. These will be pre-recorded videos where I muse on the written works that I am reading. There'll be self-reflections, random inspirations, and observations of the world around me as they pertain to my exploration of humanism, atheism, and modern Satanism. One day I may talk about a book I read and how it changed the way I think about something. Another video might be about one of the tenets of Satanism and how it impacts the way I look at the world, or a reflection about an observation of human behavior. These musings will just be me in front of a camera, like I am now, sort of pouring out whatever's on my brain at the time as I explore deeper into my sort of personal journey through life. I wouldn't expect a super regular schedule, nor a high production value. When I say raw, I really do mean raw. If anything, this will be a lot like the star rating era of YouTube commentary. Expect some jump cuts and mistakes, and expect these videos to look like they were made by, an amateur, and not a production studio. I only have so much time, and I would rather spend that time focusing on my thoughts and my ideas, rather than spending a whole lot of time creating art assets and hours in editing to make these videos pretty. And to be honest, in the old days when I was doing Gothic Puppet Theater, I burned out big time, and I think that sort of rigor with the creation of the videos was a lot to do with why I burned out. It wasn't the only reason, certainly, but it certainly had something to do with it. So the first of these musings I already have planned. In fact, I have a few planned out. But for the first video, I intend to share the story of what brought me to Satanism, why I am now a Satanist, and what made me pursue ministry. And more importantly, I want to discuss what Satanism means to me, what my beliefs actually are, and how those are not in conflict with also being an atheist and a philosophical naturalist. Basically, I'm just going to be laying out my story and what I believe. In these musings going forward, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of things wrong. I'm not a practicing scientist, nor am I a scholar of science in any way. I do my best to stay informed and educated, but that's really all I can claim. And I will work to try and correct my mistakes, and I will also work to take care in pointing out when in these musings I'm just making my own speculation and nothing more. I would actually appreciate being corrected in the comments. So if I said something that's just flat out wrong, please feel free to tell me either in the comments of my videos or on social media. Actually, social media might be better, considering YouTube no longer gives you email notifications when you get a comment on your videos. The next form of content that will be on this channel is I intend to collect the stories of other Satanists. So what I would like to do is I would like to interview other Satanists, get their perspectives on the world, their ideas of what Satanism is, what they actually believe, and more importantly, their journey into Satanism, what brought them there. Ideally, I'd like to do these videos live, but Depending on, logistics, some of these might have to be pre-recorded. We'll see how that goes. And another form of content I'd like to do, if it's viable, are like AMAs, Ask Me Anythings. I'd like to do those live as well, but that takes a pretty big audience with a lot of engagement, and I don't really see that happening with this channel. But if it gets there, I'll do that. Otherwise, I might have you guys just submit some questions ahead of time, and I'll answer them in either a pre-recorded video or a little live stream or something like that. Lastly, I could end up doing demonstrations of certain satanic rituals, mindfulness practices, things like that, within the sort of esoteric side of modern Satanism. We'll see if there's any interest in that. But what this channel isn't going to be, I think that's a little more important. It's not going to be a social, commentary or a culture war pulpit, where I give you my sermon on whatever dumb fuck thing the Orange Menace is doing today. You can get enough of that on social media. Hell, if you want that from me, just check out my social media. I'm no stranger to ranting about this kind of thing. I may do commentary on the world more broadly, but it will typically take on the form of sort of like a broad idea, sort of a blanket concept. For instance, I might take a bird's eye view of the human animal through the lens of philosophical naturalism, or discuss how one of the tenets of Satanism informs me about a particular observation I'm making. But it's not going to be any sort of takedowns, debunks, response videos, debates, or anything like that. Now, you may find me on other people's channels where I'm far more eager to jump into that sort of thing, or share my political views. That's just not what's happening here on this channel, though. And speaking of appearing on other channels, I already have an interview scheduled with Red's Rhetoric on his channel. And a lot of what he wants to ask me about is the sort of things I will be discussing in my first Musing, my journey to Satanism, and, what brought me there and what my views actually are. So if you want to engage with that and you're curious about that, go ahead and check out his channel, where you can actually ask me questions while I talk about that sort of thing. I've left a link in the description to his channel, and I will be there Thursday the 28th around 7 p.m. And while you're checking out his channel, you should look around. He's got some really cool videos on cosmology, flat earth debunking, and some really cool filmed rocket launches and things like that. Anyways, yeah, really cool stuff. So yeah, check out that link in the description. Anyways, if you're here, thank you for coming on this weird, blasphemous journey with me. I hope you get some value out of the sort of things I'm going to be sharing. I will not be putting up a Patreon or anything like that. So if you end up finding value in what I do, I've linked some good causes down in the description, and they'll be linked in all of my videos. Just go ahead and donate to one of those. Lastly, I should mention that while I am ordained by the Satanic Temple, I am not in any way, nor have I ever been, a spokesperson. The thoughts, opinions, and perspectives I share on this channel are mine and mine alone. Thank you for giving me a valuable bit of your time. Hail Satan, and hail yourself.